Hello, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. So last night I finished watching a film. I had to watch it over 2 nights because I put it on, not really taking much attention to how long it was. 2.5 hours. So the film I watched is The Damned from the Criterion collection, and I showed it off in my last video. So this is, quite a heavy film. Not quite as heavy or as brutal as I was expecting because of the time period it is based in. It's set in the 1930s. Hitler has just become Chancellor, and during a family gathering of entertainment and fun, it is announced that the Reichstag is on fire. The head of the SA, not the SS, but the SA, is part of this family and is, quite joyous about it, because at that time there was two opposing factions, I guess, of the Nazi party, and the SA wanted to be top dog, just like Hitler's group, and the SS wanted to be top dog. Anyway, as this is announced, there is a character on stage. It's basically a man in drag doing his bit of entertainment for the family, because he's part of the family, and he turns out to be quite a key character in the movie. So it is by, let's just double check, Luchino Visconti directed it. It actually stars Dirk Bogarde, and Luchino wanted Dirk especially for the movie. It also stars Ingrid Thulin and introduces Helmut Berger. You may know Helmut Berger from Salon Kitty. He is also in that as an SS officer. So basically this family own a steelworks, and as things are slowly gearing up towards what becomes World War II, the Nazi party clearly want industry so they can make weapons, as due to the armistice that that Germany signed at the end of World War I. They weren't allowed to make weapons, but Hitler wasn't listening to that, was he? Anyway, so basically this mainly follows two people, and that's Dirk Bogarde's character and Helmut Berger's character. Helmut Berger is the oldest son of the head of the family, and he doesn't really want to get involved with the Nazis, but yes, things happen that change this. And yeah, I did enjoy watching it. I was slightly gutted that I had to do it in two parts. I think it lost its flow a little bit, but I kept on going and got to the end, and as the film gets nearer to its sort of climax, things get seedier and seedier and weirder. Basically, Helmut Berger's character, he's called Martin, and he he does some very wrong things, basically. I'll leave it for you to watch, but be warned, they are, yes, they're not pleasant. Not necessarily done in an ultra graphic way, but what is implemented heavily is pretty unpleasant. Dirk Bogarde's character is basically marrying into the family, and the head of the family at the beginning wants him to take over the business because he's getting older and he doesn't want to do it anymore, and because he knows that the Nazis want to be involved, he wants him to be at the head of it. This obviously puts Martin a bit out of place, because really it should all be going to him. So you kind of get the gist of what goes on. Also depicted in the movie is what was called the Night of the Long Knives. Basically, the SS decided they didn't want to deal with the SA anymore, so they put a stop to it, basically. This was obviously major turmoil within a country that was recovering from, you know, a heavy defeat, thankfully, from World War One. And, you know, different parties have different ideas. So, yes, it's a heavy film. It's not horror or anything. It's yes, there are soldiers, and they're sort of fighting each other, but they're all from the same country. It's very nicely put together, very nicely shot. Now, as it's a Criterion release, I was kind of looking forward to the picture quality and everything. And I'm going off the back of watching 310 to Yuma, which is black and white. Now, so this being my first colour watch from Criterion Collection, I was quite excited. And as the first shot sort of pulled back, excuse me, I was like, yeah, you know, this is nice. It's very clean, lots of detail. And as it kind of progressed a little bit, I kind of noted a yellow tint to the picture. And I was like, oh, great. And I was looking at the black levels. So this is a 1:85 aspect ratio, meaning that you get very small masks top and bottom of your picture. So, you know, my TV, as you may have seen in a couple of my videos, has a very big, very black bezel. And I can just about see the masks. Now, they were darker than any of the darkest blacks in the movie. And I thought, yeah, that's not right. Blu-ray can go blacker than this, can go darker than this. So the yellow tint, I think they do it to help bring out detail. You know, it helps bring out the pores and in the skin and just fine detail. And they seem to have done it, Criterion, on their version, their 4K of The Great Escape. That is why I went for the Kino Lorber 4K of The Great Escape, because it doesn't have any sort of tints, it's all natural colours. So I was a little bit put off as to why this had this yellow tint through most of the film. It's not as yellow as and quite as bad as, say, I think it was The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, or actually it might have been A Fistful of Dollars that looked like that. So it wasn't as bad as that, and I think it was only off-putting because I was expecting better from Criterion, to be honest. Yeah, as I said in the last video, when I did my sort of haul from Pop, this is first edition. I mean, it only came out last year, so it should still be available with the booklet and everything. And this cover can kind of be construed in two ways. Two scenes in the film kind of depict this a little bit, and with the skull, when you get to the latter part of the film and it gets, you know, really kind of weird, that's quite a powerful image. If it's not that, then it's an earlier scene in the film, and I think this is the mother. So Ingrid Thule. So there we go. Now, I did this review just of a single movie because Bumper from Bumper's Movies did ask me in the comments to let him know what I thought of it. So I thought, well, I'll just do a review and let you all know what I think of it. You know, tread with caution. We all know what sort of weird debauchery and stuff that the Nazis got up to before, you know, before World War II even started. Like I said, this is about 1933. So yeah, quite a way off before World War II really kicked off. So there you go, Bumper. That's what I think of that movie. So you know, if you're into these kind of things, then definitely give it a go, mate. The picture is nice. Don't get me wrong, the picture is nice. There's lots of detail and the colours are nice. I was just a little bit put off by the blacks not being very black, to be honest, and I think it was down to the yellow tint. Anyway, so that's The Damned. Now, before I sign off, I have been watching another channel, and I did actually give him a shout out in my last video, but as he'd been through some of my videos and asked me a question about one of them, and the question was, what is my favourite subgenre of horror, and what is my favourite movie of that genre? So my favourite subgenre of horror is creature features, the sort of monster movies, you know. So I think my favourite for story purposes has to be Alien. Just the sheer suspense and the fact that you don't even get to see the creature until the end of the film. You get to see the facehugger, which is brilliant, and then you get to see the chest burster, and then nothing happens for ages and ages, and that is brilliant. So, but the film for me that does it best, the best monster, the best creatures, the best effects, and I think most of you would agree, is John Carpenter's The Thing. Has to be, really, doesn't it? So, but my go-to film, sort of B-movie, would be The Incredible Melting Man. So, Leslie, from The Good, the Bad and the Okay, that is my answer to your question in video. Because I did reply in the comments as well. But anyway, I hope this was interesting. Please like and subscribe, and do leave comments on my video. If you watch my videos and anything remotely interests you, or you have a question, please leave a comment. I will get back to you. I like the interaction, rather than just me talking to this tiny little camera on my phone. I like the interaction of being able to share thoughts and having a little discussion. So, right, it is hot, as you know. So look after yourselves and drink plenty of water, and above all, take it easy.